Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Batman, my favorite character.
Hello, kids. Welcome back to another episode of We Are the Night,
the Batman podcast.
It's the last episode of September, kids. This is the one Justin would be here for anyway. So. Anyway, I am Phil, and like I said, rounding out his full month here, it is Alzriel himself.
Yes, Justin the Owl swooping back into Gotham.
This time, we're talking Clayfaces 3 and 4.
Yes.
And another one.
A little baby Clayface.
Some more Shadow in the back.
Yeah. Love this. We got one of my favorite teams on this one. Alan Grant and Brett Blevins.
I'm trying to remember, like, I don't know, some of the, was this like Brett Blevins was this the regular inker with him, or I swear it looks different to me.
I think this is a different inker, yeah. I can't remember who the inker was on the other ones, but I think Bob Smith is different. Yeah.
I like that Shadow of the Bat thing, especially like from the first page, like the Shadow of the Bat falls upon, like, we're trying to like work that into the podcast more to be like, Shadow of the Bat. We are the night. This time, the Shadow of the Bat falls upon the Sausage King.
The Sausage King.
The sausage. The High Priest of Sausage. Oh, yeah. The Shadow of the Bat falls on the Hard Master.
The Hard Master. Gobble, gobble.
Shadow of the Bat falls on the King of the Spider Babies.
The Spider Babies.
Not the Spider Babies.
Kick them right in the Spider Babies.
A couple of balls down the gob.
Oh my. All right. All right, let's get into these because there's plenty here to.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this two-part story.
All right, so we're back to the Crusade, kids, because, yeah, that was last time, right? Yeah, we were on the quest.
We wrapped up the search last time.
Yeah.
And now we're back to the Crusade, which is not going well.
It's only going to be downhill from here, kids.
Yeah.
We can't hit the top of the hill. Now we're sledding down.
Yep. It's a fast decline from here for poor old Jean-Paul.
All right. Yep. So Batman Shadow of the Bat number 26 from April 1994. Creatures of Clay, Diary of a Lover. Yeah, like we said, writer Alan Grant, penciler Brett Blevins, inker Bob Smith, colorist Adrian Roy, letterer Todd Klein, and 3 editors, Dennis O'Neill, Jordan B. Gorfinkel, and Darren Vincenzo.
Wow. All right.
Unless they're just taking all these people to keep track of Knightquest.
Yeah, they probably had a team of editors working around the clock on Knightquest.
Which, again, it's 4 bat. There's like, well, sometimes Legends of the Dark Knight fits in here, but I mean, there's at least 3 current continuity books. Yeah.
And guest appearances galore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just in this issue, there was an ad for the Batman Spawn. The first Batman Spawn, the War Devil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, love that I covered this a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Leslie Tompkins is counseling the orphan kids that were in the bus that Abattoir hijacked. Remember Batman 505, kids? Speaking of crossovers, that was the episode we did the Punisher crossover.
Yes, that's right. Lake of Fire.
She and Commissioner Gordon try to get some information that can help to capture the serial killer. Gordon leaves Dr. Tompkins with the kids and Graham Etchison Batman is watching from a distance when he decides he can't spend the whole night looking for one murderer while there are several others around Gotham City. He saves one man from some thugs, and as he is leaving, a creature suddenly jumps over him and knocks him to the roof of a building. As they engage in combat, Batman wonders, who is this creature? The creature looks like a gargoyle, so Batman assumes it is the gargoyle. If you remember from, what is that, Batman 4, I think 477 and 478, which Lilith and Hellfire and I covered.
Oh, yeah.
I think last year, yeah. I was like, oh, good for you, Alan Grant, bringing that up.
Yeah.
But then the creature morphs, revealing her true self, Lady Clay. Which is possible since Lady Clay can adopt the form of anything she imagines. While fighting Batman, Lady Clay remembers the situation that has gotten her to do what she is doing. Her memories, displayed in a manner of a diary, shows her life with Clayface 3 and how they start a normal life outside of the city, near a forest, and how the ailment of Clayface worsened. His pain would only stop by touching someone and transmitting the contagion to that person and killing them in the process. One night, when the pain stopped, they began the act of love, and a few days later, Lady Clay told Clayface they were to become parents. Wow. Well, I'm sure that got messy.
Clean up on all three.
Ugh. Before she can recall the story to the present, Batman reacts and knocks Lady Clayface. Both of them fall from the rooftop they are on, but Batman manages to grab hold, and Lady Clay hits the pavement. At the same time, at the building where Dr. Tompkins, Graham Etchison, and the kids are, Clayface 3 appears and kills some cops and demands that Graham come with him. Graham agrees, and Clayface knocks him out and leaves the building. Batman reaches the roof to watch the mass of clay on the street, and just as he is leaving, a piece of clay grabs his leg, then another grabs his arms and his body, and after some struggles, Batman is completely trapped in the grip of a giant clay snake. All right, thoughts?
Love this one. Love the artwork in this one. I love the story. I mean, I'm a big fan, obviously, of Clayface 3. Preston Payne's my favorite. But I really love all the Clayfaces, really.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. I think they're great. And that Mudpack story was one of the first that kind of really got me into Batman comics. So it has a kind of a sentimental pull for me there as well, with the character.
Yeah.
But I also remember that great Secret Origin story where it had the origins for all of the Clayfaces in it. And that kind of gave me a new perspective onto Lady Clayface, Clayface 4, her backstory with Cobra and all that stuff. So I love all these characters. I think that they're really cool. And the fact that they were kind of trying to make it on their own out in this cave, kind of doing their own thing. But the fact that remained that Preston Payne still has this horrible condition.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that he can get any type of relief from it is to kill people. It's a difficult situation that they find themselves in. It's a hard way to get around it. So it is because they want to turn their lives around, but at the same time they're just faced with this difficult challenge. So as we'll see in the next issue, things are even more complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. I love the fact that we saw Preston Payne back, melting people's faces off again, turning them into big puddles of protoplasmic goo. I even liked the sequence in the very beginning of the issue with the kids recounting to Leslie Tompkins their harrowing experience at the hands of Abattoir. And some of them were drawing like these little doodles of Batman and all this other stuff. I thought that was a cute little touch too.
Yeah, and again, it just reminds me, it's like we never see any interaction between Jean Paul and Leslie Tompkins, which would have been funny. It'd be like,
yeah,
just seeing her go, you know what? I barely tolerated Bruce Wayne's Batman thing. She's like, it would be funny just her getting in his face and be like, get out.
Yeah, yeah, she would have totally given Jean Paul the business. Absolutely.
Those claws, that armor. No, I barely
Yeah.
called him Bruce Wayne when he did it. No, not you.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, the whole thing with Clayface 3 and 4, he even tells her at one point, he's like, you should just leave me because he's like, I feel like you're jailer because you can actually like morph your appearance into like a normal person, and
Mhm.
you could actually go have like a normal life.
Right. Yeah. And she feels genuinely bad for him. I mean, she loves him, obviously. That's true. She wants to do something to help him, but yeah. Her fight with Jean Paul was really great too. On the when she attacks him as the gargoyle, and they have kind of that midair fight, and she falls, and it kind of looks like she falls to her death. But apparently, Jean Paul hasn't read the files on Clayface, because if he had, he would have realized, yeah, that's not going to kill her.
I mean, I guess she wasn't hot enough. He's read the Catwoman file over and over and over.
Yeah, he spent the extra time reading that one. And
I
not
wonder if
enough
my
time.
wrist is ready for that.
Yeah. That's just it. He made it as far as to C, to Catwoman.
CA, but he didn't make it to
Yeah,
CL.
he didn't make it to CL. Yeah. He got hung up right there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that Catwoman file takes a while to read when you can only read it like 5 minutes at a time.
I wonder if my wrist is ready for that.
Now we know why he sleeps in the Batcave. It's those big giant monitors.
Those big Jim Ballant life preservers,
Yes. He can see everything on those big giant monitors.
Those boobs scare me.
But yeah, I mean, Clayface 3 and 4 like love each other because even when they're about to make love, she's like I have no illusions about what I look like. She's like, who do you want me to look like? And he's like, no, I just want you to look like yourself.
I love that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even after he kills that dude, like she wakes up and he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And she finds him like down in this road. He's pulled some poor dude out of his car.
I know.
Some random dude just driving in the middle of the night.
I mean, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't, he's like, I don't want to do this, but it's you or me, it's still murder, but he's just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
But then she asks him, what about the pain? Is it gone after he kills that guy? And Preston says, yes, it's gone. And so then that changes something in her outlook about the whole thing. So yeah, it's really good. It's a very complex story here that we have.
Oh yeah,
these two. Yeah, he's reading all these books on uncommon blood diseases, and there's no cure. There's nothing that nothing that could help him.
Yeah, because I mean, this worked out perfectly timing, kids. Because yes, the next 2 episodes, Lilith and I are going to be doing 2 episodes on the Clayfaces. So I was going to say the second episode we're going to do Clayface 3 and 4. So if you want to send in feedback, just Justin or
Absolutely, yeah.
I was going to say you're free to join us, but I have no idea when we're going to do it yet. So.
Okay, well I'll try to join it if I can. Yeah, that'd be fun. It's been a while since all 3 of us have talked about Batman.
And the episode after that will be at 150 where we do Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes, yeah.
Too, so yeah.
Oh, that's coming right up, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited. Yeah,
the 2 Clayface episodes and that. Yeah,
nice.
But yeah, so the Clayfaces seem reluctant to carry out what they're doing, and there's a reason for that, kids.
Yeah. And towards the end of this issue, I thought it was great when Preston Payne breaks in, and he even gets in Leslie Tompkins' face.
Yeah.
And is just about to give her the deadly touch.
Well, she jumps in front of Graham, and he's like, "Don't be stupid, Leslie." He's like, "I'll go with him. He's gonna melt you like he melted those cops."
Right. Now, Graham Etchison, I know that he's obviously related to Abattoir and all this, but did he appear before that? Has he been a recurring character, like off and on?
Before Batman 505, no.
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 Okay.
Yeah,
I
no.
couldn't remember if he had popped up anywhere before that.
Yeah, because I think it was Abattoir's first appearance. Like, yeah, I think it was the first one. Hit Graham's father. That's the original story with the Abattoir was like, Graham's dad, released him from prison because he was running for public office, but he wanted like his wife killed. So it was like,
Right.
oh, well, here's the perfect scapegoat. Get the crazy cousin, the killer, and
Yeah.
I can come down hard on a Law and Order platform and stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't remember if there was any other appearances of Graham before that, because it seemed like he had been made up to be kind of like a supporting character in some capacity.
Yeah, he's been showing up quite a few in the last couple months here, kids. I wonder what's going to happen to him.
Oh, poor Graham. Yikes.
But yeah, I mean, the art's not bad in the issue, but yeah, we're still getting those painted covers.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I would love to have a book that's just reproductions of all these covers. Like a nice big one of those big scale books. I think that would be lovely. These covers are so gorgeous.
I mean, heck, a lot of these can be posters and stuff. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
For like some of them, they put like a few on there for like an arc. Like the first 4 issues were an arc. Yeah, do like a poster with the first 4.
Yeah, like a big triptych or something.
Yeah.
And also, I'm reading these floppies, and the paper that they used for Shadow of the Bat, I remember being really impressed by it because it makes the colors so, I don't want to say vibrant because that's not really the type of thing that you want for a Batman book, but the tone of them is just so perfect for this type of paper.
Yeah, like the colors
really
just like
brings it out.
popped like a little more and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was a different like paper stock than they were using on Batman and the Detective.
Yeah. And I really liked that. I thought that was nice to have that for a Batman book, a kind of a different visual tone with this paper, bringing out these colors. And you can see too that they were starting to use the computer colors with the separations a lot more in this issue, and a lot of the ones in this era, 92, 93, 94 was when they really started getting into that stuff.
That cover of 27 is nice also, but I mean, Abattoir is looking a little too good on that. It looks like a rock star or something on that cover.
Yeah, he does. He looks like he should be strumming an acoustic guitar on stage somewhere, singing "Every Rose Has Its Thorn" or something.
But I do like that Jean Paul in the background, like swinging.
Yes, swinging in with the moon right behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, should we get to the next one?
Yeah, number 27.
All right. All right. So. All right, Batman, Shadow of the Bat, number 27, May 1994. Creatures of Clay, Child's Clay. Same team. And Lady Clay has Batman in her grip. She has transformed into a giant clay snake and is about to break Batman when he is able to reach a panic button that he installed on his belt. The button activates a jolt of electricity on the Batsuit, powerful enough to knock out Lady Clay and leaves Batman wondering what to do with her. I love it's like, oh yeah, shock and knocker. Yeah, it wasn't it just like, yeah, it's like a quick jolt of all the power he had in that suit. Just like,
it exhausts it all into one big charge.
Which they kind of
an Iron Man suit.
Yeah, which they kind of do later. That's like even after this. Like I remember when in some of the early issues of Nightwing's book, and I think Batman was doing it around that time too. It's like they put like a taser in their suit where it was good for like one massive jolt like that.
That's kind of smart too. Like if you're being attacked by a whole group of guys that are all beating on you, you can just zap them all out.
Oh yeah, or like Nightwing was fighting like Blockbuster. Yeah, so like like the zap. Yeah. Back in the building where Graham Etchison was kidnapped by Clayface 3, Commissioner Gordon and Leslie Tompkins are examining the crime scene. Officer Kitch examines the bodies and confirms the murders were committed by Preston Payne, aka Clayface 3, and sends word to all the units in the area to stay alert at any sight of the criminal. I love when Gordon's like, I was hoping we'd never see him again.
That psycho.
Clayface is seen carrying Graham Etchison to a place known only to him. At that moment, Abattoir is in his hideout at some abandoned place with Clayface's son. Abattoir kidnapped the child when he escaped from Batman in their last encounter. To calm the child, Abattoir reads him some pages of Lady Clay's diary. In the diary are described the moments that the Clay family lived before and after the arrival of their baby. Batman injects a potent tranquilizer in Lady Clay and prevents further struggling. In a weakened state, Lady Clay explains to Batman why she is chasing him. She tells him about her son, Cassius, and how he was kidnapped by Abattoir. She is to kill Batman and her husband. And her husband will take Graham Etchison to Abattoir so the killer gives them their son back. She passes out before telling Batman the complete directions to the place they are to meet with Abattoir, and Batman sets out to find it. At the corner of Magenta and Vinto, the meeting point, Clayface arrives with Etchison. Abattoir descends to the street via the fire escape, leaving Cassius tied to a litter. He orders Clayface to place Etchison in the back seat of a car to take his kid at the fire escape. Abattoir intends to leave in the car, but Clayface crushes the windshield with a trash can and grabs Abattoir to give him his lethal touch. Batman arrives just in time to stop Clayface from killing Abattoir. Batman and Clayface engage in a fight, and Abattoir escapes in the car, hitting Clayface and breaking his leg on the way. Batman starts to chase Abattoir, but stops to help Clayface. Cassius manages to untie himself and is about to jump off the fire escape, and Clayface is unable to reach him with a broken leg. As the kid is falling, Batman saves him. Once the kid is safe, they engage in combat again, but as soon as it started, it is over. Batman sprays some gas on Clayface's face and leaves him unconscious until Star Labs staff arrive to take him into custody. Meanwhile, Abattoir takes his cousin to an abandoned building, strips him naked, and ties him to a torture machine of his own design. Graham is lying over hundreds of oversized nails, and above him are some weights that will be released every hour to increase the pressure of the body over the nails, giving the victim a slow but painful death. Abattoir watches as his cousin suffers and laughs maniacally.
That really is a grisly torture device.
I know, yeah. This is going to play out over the next several week episodes, kids.
It's true. Yeah, this is the beginning of Jean-Paul Valley's greatest defeat as Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's not as far around the bend yet, but I'm just like, I don't know, without trying to be too spoilery. I mean, with what happens to Abattoir later, I'm like, why did Jean-Paul save him at this point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless I think he's still trying to be, oh, hey, Batman saves people, but
right. Yeah. He's not just going to let Clayface 3 dissolve this guy. But it's funny, if he had let him do it, Graham Etchison could have been spared being strapped to that bed of nails with the weights being pounded onto him at the end of this issue.
Well, I think that is kind of the point, too, now you mention that. Or it's like maybe later on, John Paul's like, you know what? If Clayface did melt him, Graham Etchison would still be alive.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which, again, I know, like, Lilith, like, poo-poos, like, this air and stuff, but, like, that's why I like stuff like this, where it's, like, where you get someone replacing the main character for a while, because you see where it's like, oh, yeah, what if Batman just said, F it, more innocent people would survive if, these murderers just started getting killed themselves.
Yeah.
Because, Bruce is not going to do that.
Yeah, and it's not like it's the Riddler or the Penguin. Abattoir is nasty. Like, especially the stuff that he was saying to the kid earlier, like, I should cut you with a knife and all this other stuff. Like, he's a nasty piece of work. And he was threatening to murder this child and basically blackmailing this Clayface 3 and to get Graham Etchison for him.
Unless I guess he was too. insane to stand trial. But I mean, they said his body count's what, like 20 some people. I mean,
Yeah, he's
any
a
other
mass
circumstances,
murderer.
he'd be
Yeah,
headed for the chair anyway, or lethal
right.
injection, something.
Yeah. So you know that thought was probably in the back of Jean Paul's mind, like he should just let Clayface 3 do it and just let him erase this nasty piece of work. But you're right. He was trying to think of what would Bruce Wayne do. Bruce Wayne would definitely save Abattoir's life no matter what. He wouldn't hesitate. Yeah.
Oh, you definitely know it was in the back of his head because, you know, either his father or Saint Dumbass is screaming, "Kill him!"
Yeah, let him die. Let the sinner burn, Saint Dumbass says.
Exactly. Redeem this city unlike, oh wait, Bruce Wayne never could.
Yeah.
Because he's a pansy. So the balls to kill.
Yeah. But it was a nice little plot device to bring us back to Abattoir, because we had that little diversion with the wrap up with the search before this, and there's some other things that happened. But I'm glad we got back to Abattoir, and it was a cool way to bring the two Clayfaces into the fold.
Oh yeah,
like Abattoir kidnapped their kid while they were out on a walk.
Yeah, because remember he escaped on that train, and then he jumped off the train, and they were living in a cave out in the woods. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he just, of all the rotten luck, who stumbles upon their kid sleeping, but this nasty mass murderer who has a kink for murdering his own family members and eating them. So, I liked that. I thought that was a cool plot device to bring the Clayfaces into the fold, and also bring Abattoir back into the story.
Yeah.
To tie those two things together. I liked that.
Yeah, because we haven't seen Clayface 3 and 4 since that Mud Pack story.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. And I don't recall, actually, after this, how much we see of them. I think it's very few and far between, isn't it?
I think so, yeah, because I know there is a story. What is it? I think it's like Batman 550 or something, where it's like
there is at least one.
The DEO was like working on their kid or something, or like trying to use their kid. Yeah, because I think Bruce might go to interrogate like Preston Payne, but yeah, that's pretty much. I don't remember like a lot of appearance after that because I know they used Basil Carlo a lot after that. Like No Man's Land, it was Basil Carlo.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, predominantly he's the one that they use, but yeah, I knew that there was that one story, but I wasn't sure if there were any others that have come up since then.
Because if you wanted like a the male Clayface, the shapeshifter, it was Basil Carlo at this point, because again they gave him the shapeshifting power, so it's like we're not resurrecting Matt Hagen, I guess.
Yeah. Now, did he retain the burning touch of Preston Payne as well, or did they get rid of that?
I'm trying to remember. I know for a while he kept that. Did he still have that in No Man's Land? He might have. I'm trying to remember if he had it. I think he could control it. It wasn't like Preston Payne where he had. I thought Basil Carlo could control it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if they even mentioned he has it anymore. I can't remember.
I'll have to check that out.
But yeah, that Mud Pack story was good.
Yeah, that's a classic. I love that one. And also, have you and Lilith ever covered on the show that annual? I think it's a Batman annual with the two stories. It has one's with it's an Alan Moore Preston Payne story.
Oh, and there was the other one, the Penguin.
There was a Penguin with Norm Brayfogle.
I'm trying to remember. Hold on, let me see if I'll look this up real quick. I think we might have covered that. It was either we either covered it or it was on the list, but
that would be a fun one for all three of us to talk about sometime, if you guys haven't covered that. Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah, if I would have known, man, I would have waited on that Mud Pack story for all three of us.
That's okay. We can cover that sometime in the future. Yeah.
Well, I know her and I covered it. Kids. Yeah. Oh, man. Kids, we covered the first two appearances of Abattoir from Detective Comics 625 and 628 on episode 15.
Oh, no kidding. Wow. 15.
Yeah.
What year was that?
This was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay. Nice.
Oh, maybe I should link that to this video. Yeah, because this is episode 147, kids. Yes, we covered that in episode 15.
Tracing the roots of Abattoir. Yeah.
Hold on. Oh wait. Oh, there's the episode I made Ray do, the idiot route. Yes, kids. Ray appeared on his favorite show.
I love it. Oh, it was a Batman Annual number 11. I just looked it up.
All right. Hold on. I'm just scrolling through here. Episode 23, I believe, was the origin of Where's the Joker Nuggets.
Oh, was it really?
I believe so. Yeah, this was Shadow of the Bat. Was it Shadow of the Bat? Was it 37 or 38? Yeah, it's.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Where's the Joker Nuggets?
I'll have to go back and listen to that one. I've been curious for a long time where that came from.
Yeah, there was a 2-part Shadow of the Bat episode. Yeah, because Batman's interrogating a guy named Nuggets. Where's the Joker Nuggets? Where's the Joker Nuggets? Can't hear.
It's the best.
Can't hear the comma in there, but it's in there. I'm trying to, I don't know. Maybe we didn't do that annual. You know what? I will look this up later. If we have not done that annual, Justin, we will, all three of us will do that at some point.
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be super fun. That annual is a trip. I'd love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have sworn we did that, but maybe not.
Yeah, the Alan Moore Clayface story is gold. I love that one.
Oh, yeah, because there was a month where we were doing like Riddler, Penguin, and Catwoman stories before.
Oh, yes.
The movie.
I remember that. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, I looked it up, but yes, like I said, that's we all have to get on that if we haven't done that yet.
That'd be fun.
All right. Yeah. So what else about this issue?
Well, again, I love the artwork. I love the script. I love the like I was saying about the previous issue, the paper stock just makes the colors. Like that one panel where he delivers that massive electric shock to Lady Clayface. The colors in that panel are excellent. You've got these vibrant blues and purples all over the place. It's really good stuff. And you've got some great inking in this too. The use of the shadow around Asbat's, just revealing his red eyes, kind of glowing in the dark, is used really well in this issue a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, all this takes place at night in this issue, so it kind of helps that. But especially towards the end of the issue, there's a bit of dialogue where he's speaking to Clayface, and it's just that red visor and the silhouette of his cowl, and it's so striking. It's so cool. I love it.
Yeah, there's that one. It really always hits me when I read this. That one there.
Yeah,
like,
that one.
Yeah,
that's one of the ones I was talking about.
Because the baby's laughing when Clayface 3 goes down, and he's like, "Yes, laugh now, child. The joke will wear off over the years. Almost inevitable that one day you'll end up facing me, just like your parents before you."
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I love that panel. All you see is that one-piece visor and that little zit, whatever that is on the head there.
I wondered if that was like an infrared targeting thing for his gauntlet.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
The dart shooter gauntlet thing, yeah.
So I'm trying to remember. Did they ever say what that was for? Because that just seems so random to put. I mean, it's not like even there's one on each side. There's just one above one eye.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah. And then another panel, he says to Preston Payne, "I let a mass murderer go to save his life." Payne, referring to his son.
Yeah. "You
leave here in a police car or over my body."
But yeah, I love the silhouettes. Yeah, especially when the kid's pointing at them on that page. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And the little sequence of tension building up where the boy Cassius is climbing up higher. He's trying to get free of the little bed thing that Abattoir has strapped him to.
Oh yeah, because he's like, no, I can fly like mommy. Yeah, he's trying to grow the wings, but he can't sustain them. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's about to fall in those power lines.
Yeah. Some power cables right underneath. Yeah, I really loved that. That was a nice little crescendo of tension towards the end of this issue. It was nice. For a while, yeah, you weren't sure if Azrael Asbats was going to have an easy time against Clayface 3. Because with one swipe of his hand, he easily melts those darts. And obviously, if he touches Asbats, even with his reinforced armor after his conflict with the Corrosive Man.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
You know that's still going to do some damage.
I mean, just thinking about Clayface 4 and 3 and stuff, I'm like, I don't know. I think Jean-Paul seems to freak out a little when he's facing somebody with actual powers, like, the alien parasites, these two, the Corrosive Man. If it's just like a straight up, like, Tally Man or Mikros or the Joker, we've been
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Somebody that's, a little weird, but not mutated, that doesn't have powers like this. Yeah, that's definitely more in his wheelhouse. Somebody like you said, Nikros the Assassin, even Catwoman, who's just a kind of a master thief.
Well,
that big long 2-issue fight.
Well, yeah, it was she has a certain power that
that's true.
That's with his head, but
yeah, a certain power.
Superior.
You might say his greatest weakness.
Yes, his kryptonite, if you will.
As we'll see in the Azrael series as well.
I think they're both good, but a little like yours better.
Superior pulse. Scream at.
Yeah, scream it. That puss thing. Yeah. Whatever that thing is, yeah.
Superior puss.
I don't know. I hear the kids talking about it. Oh, whatever that is.
I still think hers is better, but that's
okay. I know, but she likes to give credit because she definitely takes credit for the best.
Your mother's a whore.
Well, yes. Although Russell's is a close second, I will say that.
Oh well, yes, second out of two, yes.
Your mother's a whore.
I mean, that could have got ugly if Jean-Paul could have started screaming at the baby.
Your mother's a whore.
Be digging clay out of this costume for weeks.
That got everywhere.
Your father, your mother.
Suck it.
I liked how Lady Clayface actually got kind of a costume finally, because before this it was just like
it's basically movie Mystique, like where yeah. Well, let me shapeshift my nipples out. Okay, there we go.
Okay, sure. But in this one, she has kind of like a little, I guess it's like a little bodysuit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and of course, the inside joke on the baby was they named him Cassius Clay.
Cassius Clay,
yeah.
Yeah. And that was a nice little moment too, because it shows them laughing about that afterwards. Yeah. That's one thing I really like about this story, both parts, is that they show both of these characters in a very human light. which I thought is cool. But I mean,
Mhm.
they're in love with each other. They're trying to make a new life. They're starting a family. They want to turn their lives around and be happy and not be persecuted by people,
Mhm.
and just live out their lives as happy as they can possibly be with this baby. Um, I really like that. It makes you feel for these characters and see them as something other than just one-dimensional supervillains.
Mhm. And I mean,
Yeah.
the baby basically chose to be a boy because it comes out. It's a blob. It's just a
Yeah.
this blob. Yeah.
Yeah, they even mentioned, it doesn't have a gender. It's just
No.
this blob of clay. Yeah.
This
So,
blob with a face on it. Yeah.
yeah. So now they have a responsibility to this child that they've brought into the world, and they have to try to keep him away from harm and away from people who would try to exploit his abilities. And what happens is that's the first thing that happens is Abattoir gets a hold of him, and then we see what happens. So yeah, it's a very there's a lot of tragic sides to this story.
Oh yeah. I mean, it not even have to be Clayfaces. I mean, just imagine as a parent. Yeah, your baby's been kidnapped by a serial killer,
Yeah,
a serial mass murderer.
yeah. Who just a couple of weeks prior than that kidnapped a whole bus full of kids and almost ran it off a cliff face. Yeah. Yeah, I would be beside myself with worry thinking about that. And then when you add to the equation the fact that the parents have powers, that also changes things considerably.
You know what?
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
go ahead. No, good.
I just didn't understand how Abattoir thought that once Clayface 3 handed over Graham Etchison to him, how he believed that Clayface wasn't going to go after him and try to kill him immediately after doing that.
I know. I guess he thought he was just gonna run over to like, oh my baby,
Yeah, but he just hollers out the window to Preston. He's like, "Your kid's up in the second floor, or whatever," and then like immediately Preston Payne goes after him. He's like, "I'll kill you for what you did to my son." I don't understand how Abattoir thought that plan was going to work.
Yeah, because Cassius would have been fine if he hadn't tried to get up himself and fly. Because
Mhm.
maybe it would have been more believable if he had like put him on like the edge of the roof and be like, "Well, you better get, you're gonna come after
Right.
me, or you better get up there, or that kid's gonna
Yes.
fall off the roof."
Yeah, you've only got this amount of time before that thing breaks and he falls. So you've got to do. Yeah, I thought that part was kind of dumb, but other than that, yeah, it was really good.
And I assume they put in the electrical lines because if he had just hit the ground, he probably would have survived because the mother survived after
Right.
hitting falling off the building and hitting the street.
Yeah. But as we see from what the electricity did to the mom earlier in the issue,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that'd be a much different story. I could have definitely killed that little kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a great two-part little story. I really liked this one. In the Knightquest, this is one of my favorite stories out of the whole Knightquest block of issues. Yeah, definitely. Both in terms of the writing and the art. Of course, I love anything that Brett Blevins does. But he draws a really good Clayface 3 and 4. And they look excellent in this issue.
Yes. All right. Anything else?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. What do you think, Phil?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. That's again, these were good issues.
It's just a kind of a concise, tight little story. Yeah,
and I
it
think
flows really well.
it's literally driving Jean-Paul more insane that Abattoir got away again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to become a point of obsession for him over the next few issues that we'll see. Big time.
All right. All right, so yeah, kids, next week Lilith will be back already because that'll be the start of October. So like I said, well, behind the scenes, yes, we already recorded. Yes, part one of our two-part Clayface. Yeah, we talk Clayface 1 and 2. So got to meet some of the first stories of them, and then yes, in 2 weeks we'll get to Detective Comics 478 and 479, the first appearance of Preston Payne, and
Very nice.
Outsiders 21 and 22,
Yes.
the first appearance of Lady Clayface. So
She was part of that team, right? It was a team that Cobra put together of.
Oh, it's been so long. I haven't reread those yet. I think so. Yeah. I know Cobra is involved with a K, kids.
Yes.
We don't want to get sued. Kids
Right.
K.
Yeah, it was some type of a team that
Yeah, I think
that
so.
Cobra
yeah.
put together. Yeah, of super beings. Yeah.
So yeah, and then after those two, it's going to be episode 150. So me, Lilith, and hopefully Justin are going to do a. I think we're going to might do a live watch of Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
Love it.
Yes, my
I love
favorite
that idea.
live action animated. My favorite Batman movie, Mask of the Phantasm.
Love it. Yeah, it's such a classic.
It's like the anniversary, so put it back in theaters.
Yeah. If they could do it for Jurassic Park, why can't you do it for Mask of the Phantasm?
There's a bunch they've done it for. Come on.
I know. Come on now. That would make money. I mean, there's so many Batman fans, especially of our age,
Oh yeah.
who remember this film and who also, like us, missed out on seeing it in the theater, who would
And
love a chance to see it.
And it's animated. You might get some of these kids now to go see it. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, animation. Kids love Into the Spider-Verse and all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So they would totally be into that. Mask of the Phantasm would be a hit today.
Oh yeah. All right. And then the episode after that, we're gonna do Batman Under the Red Hood, the animated movie. So
Ooh, nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
And then end of the month, Justin will be back. Our next, oh yes, we're gonna be doing 5 issues next time.
Ooh.
Detective Comics 674 and 675, Gunhawk.
Gunhawk, featuring a foil embossed cover on one of those, if I remember right. Yeah.
Batman 508, where we tie up the Abattoir thing.
Ooh.
Shadow of the Bat 28, where Commissioner Gordon says, "I can't believe how you tied that up." and Robin number 7, where Bruce Wayne gets back to town and says to Tim Drake, "I can't believe what you let him tie up."
How did you let this happen?
Why did you stop him? He almost choked me to death. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. It wasn't like there was 8 other Bat characters kicking around like there are now.
This guy held his own against you in Sword of Azrael, and you want me, a 14-year-old, to take him down. Okay.
Yeah, he beat the hell out of Bane, and you want me to do something about him? Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, you can call Superman to come in and clean up that mess.
Oh, how funny that
He had his own troubles at the time, though, so that wasn't happening. Yeah.
I was gonna say, was he back at that point?
I think if he wasn't, then
he was back. He was back, because remember when they were doing the whole memorial thing for Coast City? Like I think it's Superman 83 shows up in Gotham, and John Paul shows up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm too busy." And
right, and plus the bloodbath.
Look under that mask.
Yeah, right. Plus the bloodbath thing. He was back for that. Yeah, and that happened recently.
He was fully back and mulleted. Yes,
fully mulleted for that. Yeah.
All right. So yes, kids. So send us your thoughts for all of that. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon, where once again, you can hear all the Hellfire's drunken ramblings on Heroes Reborn, the 90s Marvel event. So that's worth the price of admission alone.
Yes, absolutely it is.
So find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right. So, well, speaking of mulleted Superman, you can hear me and Justin along with Tyler and Mr. James Cole 2 weeks out of every month on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast, talking all the 80s and 90s Superman. We start at John Byrne and just keep going.
Way on up. Yeah.
Head for the horizon.
A fun adventure, that's for sure.
Yes. And again, Justin, thank you for filling in all of this month of
Oh, yeah.
September. But
It's been a great pleasure, as always.
usually Justin's here at the end of the last week of every month to talk our boy Jean-Paul. But we also do Marvel Tales over on the other feed, where once a week we do a different Marvel story. So could be anything. And if that wasn't enough, the busiest man in podcasting does more shows. So Justin, tell them where they can find us.
That's right. I have 3 other shows you can find me on. Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where Russell and I speak about Marvel's Incredible Hulk and Sensational She-Hulk twice a month. We also have a Patreon on there, so check that out if you'd like. We are also joined by our friends Sparky and Ray on Predator and Prey, the Yautja podcast. It's the only one as far as I know, where we talk about everything to do with Fox's Predator in comic books, action figures, movies, and more. And last but certainly not least, Russell and I have resurrected from the abyss, gone the form of man, the Etrigan podcast, where twice a month we talk about DC's Demon, going all the way back to his original series 50 years ago in 1973. And we're going to work our way all the way up to his more recent appearances. It's going to take us quite a while because he's been around for quite a while. But that one is a lot of fun. And the first episode of that should be out now. And last but not least, The Lost Library of Legends. Yeah, you know the drill. It'll be out soon.
Scream at!
My favorite biscuit. It's biscuit season.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Oh, whoa. What? Oh my God. What was I reading or watching? There was something the other day where like some character was yelling at somebody else about being an ungrateful biscuit eater or something, and I just lost it.
An ungrateful biscuit eater. I love
forget what
it.
it was now. Oh man. But yeah, somebody was yelling at somebody for being an ungrateful biscuit eater. And I was like, oh my.
My favorite biscuit. I'm never
That
ungrateful. Yeah, I'm never ungrateful for all the biscuits.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Again, thank you, Justin, for filling in for Lil all month.
It was fun as always. Always glad to swoop back into Gotham.
So once again, starting next week, the shadow of hellfire will fall upon you all.
She's back.
An avenging angel.
Oh, I'm excited for Mask of the Phantasm. That's gonna be great. Yeah.
Not with a flaming sword, but you know what she keeps saying she wants? She wants a bazooka, like a rocket launcher.
Yeah. Do the Chuck Norris method from Invasion USA.
Like if I could ever fight, if you're ever up here and I knew where the rent went, I'd rent you one. All right, kids, come back next time. Remember, join us same bat time,
Same Bat Channel.
Where the night.
The Batman Podcast.
All right, it's a dirty fight this week, but let's clean up and reconvene next week.